Minister responsible for climate change, Matthew Samuda, has called for continued support in funding initiatives around more sustainable environmental practices. He was speaking recently at the Climate Investment Fund's CIF Latin America and the Caribbean LAC Knowledge Exchange in Kingston. More in this report from Giselle Mills.
We gather at a time when the consequences of climate change weigh heavily on our collective future, particularly for small island developing states and vulnerable nations across our region. For Jamaica and our LAC neighbors, climate change is not a distant threat. It is a lived reality.
The Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, estimates that climate change could cost the region up to 1.5% of its GDP annually by 2050. Minister Samuda stressed the need for equity, accessibility, and locally led solutions.
The European Investment Bank highlights that delivering on Paris Agreement targets in the region requires an additional $1.3 trillion in investment by 2030. Meanwhile, extreme weather events between the year 2000 and 2022 have resulted in over $150 billion in damages across the region, underscoring the urgent need for resilient action and predictable climate financing. It further supports the urgency for continued support of the UNFCCC framework and its principles of common but differentiated responsibilities and respective capabilities.
Highlighting Jamaica's experience as a participant in the CIF's pilot program for climate resilience, pointed to a number of successful initiatives.
We've seen the tangible benefits of our partnerships with the World Bank and indeed the IDB. Successfully implemented initiatives that promoted enhancing yearly early warning systems, climate-smart agriculture practices, and building climate-resilient infrastructure stand as true measures defining potential that is turned actual investment and outcome. These practical experiences are why we consider this event essential. The knowledge exchange gives us space to reflect, learn, and collaborate, not just on what worked, but why and for whom. It provides a platform to ensure as we scale up investment through CIF's new nature, people, and climate, and ARISE programs, we do so inclusively.
The event is expected to deepen South-South cooperation, strengthen regional alliances, and amplify the voices of climate-vulnerable communities across the Caribbean and Latin America. Over the 4 days, the group will also visit projects that benefited from CIF funding in Jamaica, including a solar-powered agricultural production hub that demonstrates how concessional finance can drive tangible progress in national planning, infrastructure, and livelihood. Giselle Mills, CVM News.